Hey everyone, and welcome back to Home Design Channel. If you've ever looked at a picture of a minimalist home and thought, it's beautiful, but it looks a bit cold, or I could never live like that, it feels like a museum, then this video is especially for you. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest myths in interior design, that minimalism is boring, stark, or impersonal. We're going to explore how to craft a space that embodies the principles of minimalism, clarity, intention, and freedom from clutter, but feels incredibly warm, inviting, and uniquely you. And we're going to do it all within the context of a smaller space, where these principles can truly shine and transform how you live. And as an interior architect, my goal is never to create picture-perfect but lifeless spaces. My goal is to design homes that feel like a hug at the end of a long day. Homes that tell your story, just without all the unnecessary noise. So, whether you're in a cozy apartment, a compact studio, or just a smaller room you want to reimagine, let's discover how less can truly, honestly, feel like so much more. Let's get started. Segment 1. Redefining Warm Minimalism, the philosophy behind the space. Before we even pick up a paint swatch or look at a single piece of furniture, we have to get our heads in the right space. Because warm minimalism isn't really an aesthetic you can buy in a box. It's a mindset. It's the why before the what, traditional or perhaps stereotypical. Minimalism often gets fixated on the what to remove, what not to have, the blank white walls, the almost militant absence of stuff. But that can feel restrictive and, yes, boring. Warm minimalism shifts the focus. It asks a different question. What do I truly need to feel at peace? And what do I truly love to feel joy? It's about subtraction for the sake of addition, subtracting the visual clutter to add mental space, subtracting the superfluous to add significance to what remains. Think of it like this. Imagine your favorite song. Now imagine that same song, but with every instrument playing at full volume, all the time, with no rhythm or melody. It would be overwhelming, chaotic, impossible to enjoy. Now imagine a skilled producer stripping that back. They isolate the soulful vocals, the gentle strum of a guitar, the soft beat of a drum. Suddenly, you can hear the emotion, the artistry, the heart of the song. That's what we're doing with warm minimalism. We're not deleting the track. We're removing the noise so the beautiful parts can truly sing. Your space is that song. The pieces you truly love are the melody. This philosophy is an absolute superpower in a small space. Clutter isn't just an eyesore in a compact home. It's a source of constant, low-grade stress. Every item on a counter, every pile on the floor, shouts for your attention, making the walls feel like they're closing in. By adopting this intentional mindset, you're not just decorating, you're liberating your square footage. You're choosing to surround yourself only with things that serve a purpose, either a functional purpose or the profound purpose of making you happy. This creates a foundation of calm, a visual breath of fresh air, upon which we can then build layers of warmth and character. And this is where we divorce ourselves from the idea that minimalism is cold. Coldness doesn't come from a lack of things. It comes from a lack of soul. A white, empty room with no history, no texture, and no sense of life is cold. Our mission is to fill our well-edited space with soul. We're going to keep the clean lines and clear surfaces, but we're going to infuse them with texture, with natural elements, with a soft and welcoming palette, and with the undeniable evidence that a real, wonderful human being lives here. It's the difference between a showroom and a sanctuary. So, as we move forward, I want you to hold on to that core question. Does this serve a purpose or spark joy? And remember, joy isn't always loud and bright. Sometimes it's the quiet joy of a well-worn book, the comforting joy of a soft blanket, or the simple joy of empty space to think, to move, to breathe. That is the heart of warm minimalism. Segment 2, the foundation palette, light and materiality. All right, with our philosophy locked in, let's talk about the fundamental elements that will form the canvas of your warm, minimalist home, your color palette, your light, and your materials. These are the non-negotiable building blocks, the background against which your story will unfold. And in a small space, these choices are even more critical, as they fundamentally dictate the feeling and perceived size of the room. Let's start with color. The classic minimalist trope is stark white, and while white is a fantastic tool for reflecting light and making a space feel larger, it can also feel clinical if done poorly. We're going to move beyond pure white and embrace the entire spectrum of warm, neutral, and earthy tones. Think of the colors found in nature, the soft gray of a smooth stone, the warm cream of sand, the gentle beige of undyed wool, the hazy green of sage leaves, or the muted blush of terracotta. These are your new best friends. These colors have depth and warmth baked into them. Painting your walls in a soft, warm white like Benjamin Moore's white dove, or a very pale gray with warm undertones instantly creates a cozy envelope. Then, you can layer in those other earthy tones through larger elements like a sofa, a rug, or curtains. This creates a monochromatic or tonal scheme that is visually quiet and incredibly expansive, but never ever cold. Next, we have to talk about light, the most magical tool in any designer's kit. Light is what brings a space to life. It highlights texture, creates shadow and depth, and changes the mood throughout the day. Your first and most important job is to maximize natural light. Avoid heavy, dark window treatments. Instead, opt for sheer linen curtains, simple Roman shades in a light fabric, or even just clean, well-proportioned blinds that can be pulled completely out of the way. You want to welcome every bit of daylight in. Then, as the sun sets, we layer artificial light. Overhead lighting alone is often the enemy of coziness. It's flat and harsh. Instead, think in layers. Use warm white LED bulbs around 2700-3000 Kelvin to give off a soft, golden glow. Then incorporate at least 3 to 4 light sources per room. A floor lamp in a dark corner, a table lamp on a console, and perhaps some discreet LED strip lighting on a bookshelf. This practice of pooling light creates intimate, inviting pockets of warmth and makes the room feel larger and more dynamic than one single blinding ceiling light ever could. Now, for my favorite part, materiality. This is the secret weapon to defeating boredom. A room can be entirely neutral in color, but if it's rich in texture, it will be endlessly fascinating. We are tactile creatures. We respond to surfaces we want to touch. This is where we bring in the soul. Think rough, nubby linen throws draped over a sleek sofa. Think a chunky, hand-knitted wool rug underfoot. Think the cool, smooth touch of honed marble on a coffee table, contrasted with the warm, organic grain of a solid wood dining table. Incorporate woven seagrass baskets for storage, a ribbed ceramic vase, or blackened steel light fixtures. Each texture tells a story of craft and nature. In a minimalist space, where the number of objects is reduced, the texture of each object becomes a star player. It provides visual interest without visual clutter. Finally, let's touch on flow and function at this foundational level. In a small space, the layout is paramount. We need to think about the paths through the room. Is there a clear, easy way to walk from the door to the sofa? Is the space for movement respected? Furniture shouldn't block pathways. It should define areas without imprisoning them. Often, the best solution is to float furniture away from the walls, yes, even in a small room. Pulling your sofa a few feet away from the wall can actually make the room feel larger by creating a sense of depth and volume behind it. It also makes the space feel more intentional and designed, rather than just a collection of furniture pushed against the perimeter. Every piece we place from here on out will respect this foundation of light, warm color, rich texture, and intelligent flow. Segment 3. Curating with soul furniture and decor that speak. Now for the fun part, the stuff. This is where we put our philosophy into practice and carefully select the pieces that will occupy our beautifully calm canvas. The goal here is intentionality in every single choice. Because we're being selective, each item has to work harder. It has to be both beautiful and functional, and ideally, it should tell a part of your story. Let's start with the big-ticket items, furniture. In a small space, every piece of furniture needs to earn its keep. This is where multifunctional design becomes your greatest ally. Think a beautiful storage ottoman that serves as a coffee table, extra seating, and a place to stash blankets. Think a sleek sofa bed that can effortlessly host guests. Consider a dining table that can double as a desk, or a console table with drawers to hide away everyday clutter. The key is to choose these pieces for their clean lines and timeless design. Avoid anything too bulky, ornate, or fussy. Look for furniture with exposed legs, as seeing the floor underneath creates a sense of airiness and space. And quality over quantity, always. It's far better to have one well-made, perfectly scaled sofa that you love than two cheap ones that overcrowd the room and fall apart in a year. This is an investment in your peace of mind. Once you have your key functional pieces, we can layer in the personality, the warmth, in our warm minimalism. This is achieved through decor, but with a surgeon's precision, not a hoarder's enthusiasm. Art is a perfect example. Instead of a gallery wall of 20 small frames, which can feel busy, choose one larger, statement piece of art that you absolutely love. Let it be a conversation starter. Or create a minimalist gallery wall with just 2 or 3 pieces in identical, simple frames, spaced widely apart. This gives them room to breathe and feel significant. The subject matter can be anything. An abstract painting with soft, warm brushstrokes, a black and white photograph of a place you love, or a simple line drawing. The emotion it evokes in you is what matters. Next, consider the evidence of life. A perfectly sterile room is a cold room. Warmth comes from the gentle imperfection of living. So have a small stack of your favorite books on the coffee table, their spines telling stories of your interests. Display a beautiful, simple bowl filled with fruit from the market, functional, colorful, and alive. Incorporate organic elements like a single dramatic branch in a vase, a potted trailing plant like a pothos or philodendron, which are wonderfully hardy, or a beautiful piece of driftwood. Plants are arguably the most important accessory in a warm minimalist home. They literally bring life, color, and a dynamic, growing energy into the space. And finally, we have the textiles, the soft, touchable layer that screams cozy. This is where you can really play with the textures we talked about earlier. Drape a super soft, chunky knit throw over the arm of your sofa, inviting you to curl up. Choose curtains in a breezy linen that diffuse light beautifully. Layer rugs to add depth, perhaps a large, neutral jute rug topped with a smaller, softer sheepskin or vintage Turkish rug beside the bed. Your bed itself should be a cloud of textured linen bedding, inviting, and comfortable. These elements are what make the space feel lived in and loved, not just looked at. They are the ultimate antidote to boredom. Remember, the editing process is continuous. Live with a new arrangement for a week. See how it feels. If something feels off, or if you bring something new in, consider what might need to leave. It's a constant, gentle dance of curation, ensuring that your home evolves with you, but always retains that core sense of calm, clarity, and warmth that makes it your sanctuary. Segment 4. Room by Room Spotlight Ideas in Action. Theory is great, but let's make this practical. Let's take a quick tour through a hypothetical small home and see how these principles can be applied in specific rooms, because each space has its own unique functional and emotional needs. First, the living room, the heart of the home. Here, the focus is on conversation and relaxation. Start with a small scale, well-designed sofa in a performance fabric in a warm, neutral tone, durability and beauty combined. Instead of a large coffee table, use two smaller, nesting tables that can be moved around as needed. Or, as I mentioned, a large, sturdy ottoman with a tray on top. The decor here is minimal. One piece of art you love above the sofa, a floor lamp arching over the seating area for that perfect reading light, and a single shelf with a few cherished objects and books. A large plant in the corner brings life, and a textured wool rug underfoot defines the space and adds warmth. The result is a room that feels open and airy, yet utterly inviting and ready for a quiet night in or a gathering with friends. Now onto the bedroom, your personal sanctuary. This room's primary purpose is rest, so the palette should be even softer and more calming. Think walls in a soothing, hazy blue or a soft putty gray. The bed is the star. Invest in a quality bed frame with a simple headboard, perhaps in upholstered fabric or warm wood. The goal is to create a luxurious, hotel-like feel through layers of texture on the bed itself. Start with a neutral duvet cover, then add a quilt or coverlet at the foot of the bed in a complementary tone or subtle pattern. Finish with European shams, standard pillows, and a few throw pillows in different textures: linen, velvet, knit. On the nightstands, keep it clear. A lamp, perhaps a small book, a single piece of art above each. No clutter. If you need storage, opt for beds with built-in drawers or beautiful baskets that slide underneath. This room should feel like a deep, calming breath. The kitchen and dining area in a small home are often combined, demanding clever solutions. The key here is to minimize visual noise. Clear countertops are sacred. Store small appliances in cabinets. Use open shelving sparingly only for a few beautiful, matching sets of dishes or glassware. If your cabinets are looking tired, a fresh coat of paint in a warm, light color can work wonders. For the dining area, a small round table is often perfect for small spaces, as it has no sharp corners and facilitates easy flow and conversation. Surround it with slender, elegant chairs. A small pendant light hanging low over the table creates a sense of intimacy and defines the eating area within a larger room. A simple fruit bowl and a single piece of art are all the decor needed. And we can't forget the entryway, the first impression of your home. Even if it's just a tiny nook, make it intentional. This is a functional zone, so organization is key to preventing clutter from spreading. A small, wall-mounted shelf with a hook underneath for a single daily use bag or jacket. A small bowl for keys. A tiny stool or a beautiful basket for shoes. Maybe a very small, narrow console table if you have the space. A small mirror here is not only practical for a last-minute check before heading out, but it also reflects light and makes the area feel larger. This small, curated moment sets the tone for the entire home the second you walk in the door, telling you, this is a place of order and calm. Segment 5. Living the philosophy sustaining your warm minimalist home. Creating a warm minimalist home is one thing. Maintaining it is another. It's not a one-weekend project. It's a gentle, ongoing practice, a new way of relating to your space and your possessions. It's about building habits that protect the sense of peace you've worked so hard to create. The most important habit is the one in, one out rule. This is non-negotiable if you want to avoid sliding back into clutter. It's beautifully simple. For every new item that comes into your home, one existing item must leave. Buy a new sweater, donate an old one you no longer wear, receive a new decorative object as a gift, find another object that has lost its meaning and let it go. This practice forces you to be intentional about every acquisition and ensures your space doesn't gradually become overcrowded again. It makes you ask, do I love this new thing enough to let something else go? It's a powerful filter. Next, embrace the concept of a home edit, seasonally. Our lives and tastes change. Every 3 months or so, take an hour to walk through your home with a critical eye. Has any clutter crept back onto that kitchen counter? Has that corner become a dumping ground? Are there items in your closet or on your shelves that you haven't used or even looked at since the last edit? This isn't about a stressful purge. It's about a gentle recalibration, a realignment with your intention. It's like weeding a garden to let the beautiful plants thrive. It's also crucial to give yourself grace. This is not about perfection. Life is messy. There will be days when mail piles up on the counter, when toys are scattered across the floor, when the beautiful, clear surfaces are not clear. And that is perfectly okay. A warm minimalist home is not a museum. It's a living, breathing space. The goal isn't to never have mess. It's to have a system and a baseline that makes it incredibly easy to restore order and find your calm again. The 10-minute nightly tidy up, returning items to their designated homes, fluffing pillows, folding throws, is a ritual of care for your space and for yourself. Finally, remember that your home should be a reflection of you, not a rigid copy of a trend you saw online. The principles we've discussed, intention, warm neutrals, textured layers, functional furniture, are a framework. How you fill that framework is entirely up to you. Your version of warm minimalism might include more color, might include collections of things you truly love, displayed thoughtfully. It is not a set of rigid rules to be followed with anxiety. It is a tool for creating a home that supports your best life. It's about creating a background so calm and so beautiful that the foreground, your life, your relationships, your dreams, can take center stage. And that, everyone, is how we build a home that is both minimalist and bursting with warmth, character, and life. It's about being a thoughtful curator of your space, choosing quality over quantity, and letting the things you truly love have the room to be seen and appreciated. I hope this video has inspired you to look at your small space not as a limitation, but as a perfect canvas for intentional, beautiful living. If you try any of these ideas, I would absolutely love to hear about it. Share your stories and photos in the comments below. There's nothing I love more than seeing how you bring these concepts to life in your own unique way. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into making your home a place you never want to leave. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, design is not about creating a perfect picture. It's about creating a perfect feeling. Until next time, take care.